Keith Ratliff. Keith Ratliff was a YouTube channel producer for the YouTube channel FPSRussia. He has been shot and killed in an apparent homicide, according to Georgia police. This is an interesting story, a sad story, a tragic story. He was a producer for this gun enthusiast channel on YouTube called FPSRussia. He was found dead with a single gunshot wound to the head at his business last week. Police in Georgia are investigating the homicide. 32-year-old Franklin County resident Keith Ratliff is the victim. His wife said it's really heartbreaking. Of course, how can you not sympathize with her for this tragedy? Authorities, of course, found multiple weapons at the scene of the crime because he owned multiple weapons, and a lot of these weapons were manufactured by Ratliff himself. He was mostly behind the scenes for FPSRussia, and he also worked for FPS Industries, which is a company that focuses on product development and testing for hard-use firearms shooters. Outspoken gun advocate. We have to talk about this, Lewis, and we have to talk about it in the terms that why didn't his firearms save him?
Because firearms will never save you when someone gets the better of you, right? I mean, if I sneak up behind you with a gun...
It doesn't matter if I'm in a gun shop.
Doesn't matter if you're Rambo or Arnold Schwarzenegger or anyone, really. It doesn't matter. If someone gets the better of you, guns will never keep you safe. I mean, even if you get into a gunfight with someone, like we talked about before, there's this assumption among gun nuts that the good guy always wins. And you know what? Doesn't work that way.
Natan, what will be the right wing, the Larry Pratts, the Larry Wards, the Wayne LaPierres, what would be their equivocation on this tragic story? And just because he had guns and he was a gun advocate, his death is no less tragic. That's the other thing we have to keep in mind, because I'm getting some negative comments about this guy. This guy deserved it. Owning guns doesn't make you deserve to die any more than not owning guns makes you deserve to die, according to those who believe you should own guns, right? In either case, you don't deserve to die.
Well, I think it's, I mean, I find this death a bit more humorous than you do, apparently. I would like to hand this guy a Darwin Award. This is a guy who tweeted, and I'm going to read the tweet here. I went to the movies with my pistol in my pocket. The whole time I was praying that someone would try to pull a Batman.
Well, he seems to have gotten that opportunity, and it didn't go well.
Yeah,
sadly.
Suggesting, of course, that with his little pistol in his pocket, he would somehow be a hero when this guy walks into a theater and starts shooting people after throwing smoke grenades in it. Somehow, of course, this guy would persevere.
Natan, what's your thought on what the right-wing equivocation will be?
Well, I think the problem is that they can always resort to their last argument when all of the other ones fail, which is to say that in this particular instance, this particular person who was the victim was just incompetent in how they were able to use the guns. If you were simply more competent like they are, what they don't tell you is that research shows that most people in these situations are unable to do what people like Larry Pratt think that they can do when they're armed.
Right.
I hope that he saw the shooter, and I hope that the last thing that, I wish he hadn't been killed. The ideal situation would have been one in which he saw the shooter, realized he was completely helpless, and then the shooter let him live. And so that maybe he would say, wow, the only thing that would have kept me safe was if that guy didn't have a gun.
I don't think we're going to hear that from anybody.
Right.
In our circles, we'll hear that.
This guy had all the guns in the world and used them all the time. Apparently, this guy was a real pro.
He built guns. He was a
guns.
producer of a gun program.
He brought his gun to the movies.
Right.
This guy was a total badass, obviously. Guess
Sad
not.
story. And, this has to be part of the discussion here. Even if the right-wingers don't care about it, it has to be part of the discussion. Our program is mostly supported by individual memberships. I want to invite you to become a David Pakman Show member. Go to our website, davidpakman.com/membership. You get the bonus show hosted by Lewis as a David Pakman Show member. Today we're going to talk about defense contractors and soldiers who were poisoned by a carcinogen who now are suing a military contractor. And it turns out, this is incredible, that the government may end up having to pay that settlement. And plenty more stories. davidpakman.com/membership. We'll take a break. Stay tuned. Great interviews coming up today.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.